गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्।
लंबोदर हे गौरी नंदन
लंबोदर हे गौरी नंदन
लंबोदर हे गौरी नंदन
लंबोदर हे गौरी नंदन
विघ्न विनाशक शुभानना
विघ्न विनाशक शुभानना
विघ्न विनाशक शुभानना
विघ्न विनाशक शुभानना
सिद्धि विनायक हे दुख भंजन
सिद्धि विनायक हे दुख भंजन
सिद्धि विनायक
सिद्धिविनायक हे दुःखभञ्जन
असुरविनाशक शुभानना
असुरविनाशक शुभानना
असुरविनाशक शुभानना
असुरविनाशक शुभानना
गौरी नंदन मूषिकवाहन
गौरी नन्दन मूषिकवाहन
गौरी नंदन मूषिकवाहन
गौरी नन्दन मूषिकवाहन
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
लंबोदर हे गौरी नंदन
लंबोदर हे गौरी नन्दन
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
विघ्नविनाशक शुभानना
जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर
जय कैलासपते शिव शंकर
जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर
जय कैलासपते शिव शंकर
शाम्ब सदा शिव शंभो
साम्ब सदा शिव शंभो
शाम्ब सदा शिव शंभो
साम्ब सदा शिव शंभो
पतित
शंकर
हे निराकारी अल्लाह, हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह, हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह, हे अवतारी प्रभु राम।
निराकारी
ओम श्री साईराम। Welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Global Council Center of Dallas. Swami has said many times, like when Krishna is away and somebody comes from his camp, immediately gopikas are thrilled, thronged, and joy and very happy to receive such person because they want to know more about Krishna. They want to see like how he is doing. The same way, if somebody comes from Prashanti Nilayam, especially from Swami's institution, we also get the same joy, bliss, and happiness. Swami has gracefully blessed our center, blessed our devotees with multiple such persons, starting from Dr. Balu Karnam, Professor Anil Kumar, Krishnasamy uncle, Paddy uncle, and today we have Professor Shri Nishikant Barodekar. He is a professor at Mirpuri College, Prashanti Nilayam. If one is born during Avatar's time, that is a great blessing. But one is born during cusp of 2 avatars, that is even more blessings. Such is the blessing Sir's grandma, Srimati Hirabai Barodekar, has seen both Shirdi Sai Baba and as well as Swami. She has been devoted to both avatars and they have got lot of blessings from Swami. So Sir was blessed to be born in such family, knowing Swami right from childhood. Professionally, he is learning tabla and teaching tabla and playing in multiple concerts with great accomplished, and also had a great opportunity to learn from Ustad Allah Raka and Zakir Hussain. While he was doing all these things, his foot was strongly rooted in Sai organization. Wherever he is busy, he continued playing tabla for Balavika's program, Bhajans, serving as a Sevadal in Prashanti Nilayam. More than 14 years he has been serving in Prashanti Nilayam as a Sevadal from Maharashtra. And one fine day, Swami has blessed him to come and teach music in Sri Sathya Sai Mirpuri College, Prashanti Nilayam. It is our pleasure, joy and happy to welcome you, sir, and listen to you. Sairam.
Om Shri Sairam. Can reduce the bass, maybe. Offering my most humble and loving salutations at the divine lotus feet of my Lord, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Swami, we invoke blessings for this evening's satsang and guide us and implant in us the divine bhava and the love. Sairam, Sairam to all of you. Before thanking anybody, I would like to start with a story. It's about a young boy, a story, and this boy is learning vocal with his teacher, and during his learning phase, in a year or two, this boy develops a throat problem, and he had tonsillitis. So the surgery was appointed, and it was decided. So the doctor was a family friend of theirs, an elderly gentleman of 80 plus, Africa returned surgeon. So he said, I will operate on this boy, because they were very close and family. Now the doctor had a history that he was a heart patient, and he had numerous 2-3 attacks, but then he used to carry some kind of a medicine and injection, And whenever the atta was there, he used to inject himself and he was fine. So the boy goes for the operation in the morning. At the same time, that same evening, in the same town, Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba was supposed to have, give darshans. So the parents all were very keen that it was a small operation. Tonsillitis is like not even 20 minutes. So the operation began, and lo and behold, halfway through the operation, the doctor falls down and he gets a heart attack during the operation. So all the doctors and other, his coordinates and all, they try to save him and all. So in that meanwhile, much time is wasted. Like say 40 minutes, 45 minutes are wasted. And this boy is lying there on the operation table. Some other house doctor comes by and then the surgery is completed. So after coming to the senses, the doctor says to the parents that for 2 days he is not supposed to eat anything. He can eat ice cream. So I was also, so the boy was very happy about it, that he's going to eat ice cream for 2 days. Well, he was quite young, but the most attraction and most attractive thing was the evening session where they were supposed to go for darshans. So when they go for darshans and all, and then they were very fortunate to be called inside the chambers where Swami had some other music program, and they were sitting over there. So as soon as the program finishes, Swami calls the boy and he creates a peda with a wave of his hand, a sweet ball, peda, and he gives to the boy. Now the boy remembers that the doctor has told that he's not supposed to eat for 2 days. So Swami says, yes, I know, operation hua hai, in Hindi used to say. And doctor fell down and he got operation. Doctor mara nahi, doctor ko kuch nahi hua, nothing happened to the doctor, but the boy has lost his voice. So the peda, and the peda was given to him. And after that, Swami, made him sing a bhajan. So boy sang the bhajan. And it is the same boy sitting in front of you talking about Swami. So this was the very beginning of my life's journey with Swami. Very fortunate to be born in the auspicious family of the great singer Ganhira Hirabai Barodekar, one of the topmost vocalists of the Hindustani classical stream. Everybody here definitely knows Amma M.S. Subbalakshmi. Likewise, she was for the north, Hirabai Barodekar. Right? I'll come with the stories later. Maybe you can change the slide. And another one, next one. One more. Yeah. Now my grandmother was so fortunate that first of all, she was 21 years elder than Swami, our Swami, Bhagwan Baba. So whenever she went to Pathey, Swami used to call her Didi and make her sit along with Ishwarammaji and, So the story goes back much earlier, in 1911. Nobody of us was there, of course. Shirdi Baba left his body in 1918. She was 11 years old. My grandmother was 11 years old, traveling along with her parents in the train, and she developed some kind of a problem during the travel, and she had very high fever, like 4 degrees or something. So the fellow passengers said that might as well get off to the next station and give her some treatment with the doctor. Then the trains were so fast, they used to travel 12 kilometers per hour. It was like, 1911. So you can imagine the time spent and the wait period. So they got off at the next station and they found nobody there. There was, forget the doctor, even hardly there was anybody there. That time we didn't have mobiles or any phones, there was only horse-ridden tanga or horse cart. So the Tanga fellow came by and said to the family, he saw that they are in distress, and they asked, is there any doctor by around? So he said, I don't know any doctor, but I know somebody. You come with me, I will take you there. So they sit in a Tanga and go and travel for hours. And they land over there, they arrive, and from far away, Bhagwan Shri Shirdi Baba is sitting near the Dwarka Mai, and he looks at the family and says, in Hindi, "Bachchi ko idhar leke aao, bachchi nahi marti. Get the child here, she won't die." How do I know all this? I'll tell that story too. That was told by Bhagwan Baba. So Swami Shirdi Baba, when the child was brought near him, he put his hand in the dhuni and took some udi. That's the word they use there, dhuni and udi. Udi means vibhuti. In Maharashtra they say udi, and applied on her forehead, and within few minutes she was fine. And the parents, they were also singers, performers and musicians. They sang. For the next 2 days they did seva, and she was cured. Now I was very fortunate in life in 2009 to be part of Swami's entourage, to go to Hadshi and Bombay. Hadshi is a ashram where they build near Pune, which my hometown is Pune. And in that tour, Swami made me talk on the same topic in front of the whole crowd. But before even that, in 2007, we had a private interview, like a family interview, in which, every time we used to talk to Swami, and Swami used to say, "Pucho, kya puchna hai? Ask, kya chahiye, what you want." So this thing was lingering in the mind, that Adima, we had heard stories about her and the Shirdi Baba connection, but we did not know the correct one. So Swami narrated the whole story, what I told you just now. And the same story as told in the speech in Hadshi in 2009. So that was the connection between them. And then in 1965, when my grandmother was 60 years old, like tomorrow is the function, her 60th birthday of the great singer Hirabai Barodekar. Why I'm saying? Because the story follows now. It was a big felicitation, and big artists from all over the country, like I'm not talking about, like Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Pandit Bhimsen Doshi, Vilayat Khan Sahab, and you name them, all of them were there to perform in that the felicitation program. One day before, a phone call comes from Mumbai saying that Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba is in Bombay, and he would like to hear Hirabai's performance tomorrow evening, at the same time conflicting with the felicitation program for her. So it was, there was a confusion actually. So the family members and all the people gathered, and the students said, how can you go? The program is for you, all of them have come for you, and how can we do? And they were thinking about it. But Swami is Swami. Another phone call comes after a few hours and says, Swami has said that you can come in the morning, perform, and Swami will send you back in the car to attend the function. Swami knows everything. So she goes to Bombay, and when the first meet in Bombay, when Bhagwan Baba is there in that big hall, it was a private thing, not in the Dharmakshetra was not there that time. So Swami is sitting there, and she goes there and takes blessings, touches his feet, and Swami says, "Tum to buddhe se milke aaya hai." Swami used to call Shirdi Baba Buddha, he's the old man, So she was she didn't understand that. But then somebody told that, So this all, it was always something in her mind also, that what had happened, because when that connection had happened, she was also only 6 years old, so she could not remember. But I was fortunate to hear the correct story from Bhagwan Baba. So that's what I narrated to you. Maybe you can change the slide. Yeah, and then she got Padma Bhushans in 70, and go ahead, next slide. Yeah. 1973, see, when Swami used to travel from Puttaparthi to Mumbai, he used to go in a car. Flights were not so frequent or whatever. And Swami used to drive the car. I have seen Swami drive the car very fast. He used to drive an Impala also. So he used to stop in places like Sholapur, Mumbai, Pune, all that, and used to give darshans on the way. So many a times he used to come to Pune, and you can see my grandmother sitting there singing for Swami. And I can see the bhajan is going on, there are no mics. Okay, so I mean, you can see how it was. So it was the same time that, the same year that Bhagwan Baba very graciously visited our home physically. So I'll tell you that story. Like when one of these evenings when Swami was in darshans, he was sitting down and bhajans are going and Swami is going around walking, giving darshans. So she comes near Hirabai ji and says, Hirabai ji, tum niche baitha hai, log kya bolege, Baba tumko kursi bhi nahi deta. Hirabai, you are sitting down, what will people say that Swami is not even given a chair for you to sit? See how, I mean, Swami, So Hirabai said, no, Swami, this is my place, I will like to sit it, no problem. And he was talking with her, and after some time, Swami sits on the ground and talks with her. So that's the love of Swami. So he used to eat pan, right? And chubby chicks, big halo of hair, and he used to go around. So now in the artist field, many people used to eat pan, okay? So when they eat pan, they have all that kind of thing put in the pan and tobacco and blah blah and all that, So my grandmother in her mind just thought that Swami is eating pan, but does he eat tobacco? Just a thought came in her mind. So Swami was way behind somewhere. After 5-10 minutes, again he comes back and stands in front of her with his hands behind and says, Swami, Hirabai, मैं पान खाता हूँ, कत्ता खाता हूँ, सुपारी खाता हूँ, tobacco नहीं खाता. So these were all the small, they are not small, I mean experience is experience. So next slide. Well, this is next year, and another darshan of Baba in Pune. So Hirabai ji is sitting behind the mic over there. There's a mic, and behind that she's sitting, and the boy sitting in front of her is me. That's me. So I very distinctively remember Swami again coming by and asking me, what is your name? So I said, Nishikant. He said, Nishikant or Nishikanta? Go and sit in the gents. So he made me go and sit in the gents that time. So that was the first lesson of discipline Swami taught me. So next slide. Well, let me explain one thing very clearly, that this entire program or this PowerPoint is not about Nishikant, this is about Swami, how Swami shares that love, teaches us, and guides us. It's about him. So small anecdotes are there, but I would like to just share. So some of the times in Mumbai, when we were Bal-Vikas students and performing for Swami in that big stadium, something very distinctively happened during that time also. Big artists were performing on the stage and Swami was sitting back and enjoying the music program. The artist was none other than Pandit Ravi Shankar ji and Ustad Allah Rakha Khan Sahab. I was sitting over there and watching them and in awe that is that tabla played or a machine? Ustad Allah Rakha, my guru, was going so fast. And I think I made a wish in my mind, I do not know, okay, if I get a guru, something like that. And yes, I got him as a guru. Swami, physically told me, not that time, but in the later, now my voice was okay, but still my range was not good for singing. I can speak, but if I go to Madhyam Pancham, my voice goes cracks. So anyway, Swami knows everything. So he very softly told my parents that isko tabla karo, make do tabla. So I was learning with some other guru, great guru, and then after he passed away, Swami asked me to start with Ustad Allah Rakha. So that was the moment. Luckily, I got all these pictures from the radio side also, and some of the elderly devotees we had in Pune. Next slide, please. Yeah. So again, we go back to early 70s or even late 60s, I do not know. So in one of the festivals, maybe I think it was Dashara festival, many singers and musicians were called in and programs used to happen every evening. Vidwan Sabha was also there and also musicians were there. So one of the days, MS Amma was giving her performance and the next day Hirabai ji was giving performance and they both were, of course, this stole Swami's heart. So the story was that after Hirabai ji next day when she sang and the program finished, Swami came on stage and he told her ki Amma hai. Amma means MSG is there. So tomorrow is the last day. Why don't you two sing one song together tomorrow? Now this also I got to know recently in the recent past because it was not documented, neither it is any photograph. So one of the elderly devotees with the family, they were there and they narrated the story to me. We got that recorded in the radio side. So they sat and they, just for them it was what? They chose a Mirabai Bhajan. So the Mirabai, because Swami used to be very fond of Mirabai Bhajans. And next day the other things were done and the finale item was a surprise. And then they were invited on stage. And they were, of course, definitely when both of such singers were there, Swami was enjoyed very much. And before the song finished, Dadima said Swami literally, did something like that and he waved and ran towards the stage. He came on the stage and with wave of both hands, like this, creating two chains in each hand, like one chain in each hand for both of them. That's a rare thing to understand, creating with two hands. And Swami blessed them. So that is one of the moments I thought we should share. Now coming to 2001, I was very fortunate to, you can change the slide. I was very fortunate to accompany and be with Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Bharat Ratna, the great singer of India. And yes, he had a open brain tumor operation done recently and a fracture. So in 2000, when other functions were there and some artists were to be decided, Swami just one day came out of Narshan. I used to go for Sevadal, I used to go for other things, and also we had started teaching already. Swami, very graciously in 1995, Swami, was very blessed with that. The way Swami asked, I will tell you, I still, get goose pimples when the way it happened. We had some program in front of Bhagwan, and as the program finished and next day the interview was there, Swami gave interview and he asked, Abhi rukta hai na? Are you going to stay back? I said, yes, Swami, I am here the whole week. And I quickly said I had Sevadal duty also, Anyway, so the boys, I think some of the senior boys, the students, like Suresh Ramswamy and B. Shivkumar and Neeraj and all the old, guy, not Hirok, but Himashi and all that batch. They went to Swami and said, Swami, the tabla person is here, can we learn tabla with him? Maybe they asked inside. I was sitting in the veranda, they were sitting in the bhajan hall. So Swami comes from there, because then we tallied all this thing, because boys came and told me later. Swami very, lovingly came and stood in front of me and said, Hamara students tabla sikhna hai. Swami is Hindi, Hyderabadi Hindi. He used to talk Hindi a lot with me. Tum usko sikhayega? So I was like, what Swami, and I just fell at Swami's feet. It was such a, who are we? Swami Bhagwan himself asking, we are not of no capacity. He just blessed and he said, okay, inko sikhao. So that from that it started, and the next day, again when bhajans were there, before the bhajan, when Swami came in bhajan and he was walking through the outer veranda, Swami looked at me and said, why are you sitting here? You sit inside now. So he made me sit in the bhajan hall, and from that day till today, I am very blessed to be part of the bhajan group, Prashanti Bhajan group. So I was neither a student, neither I was any staff, only it is neither any capacity, but it is sheer Swami's mercy, not even, this thing. I just say mercy is love, that I can say. So this is a picture, this is one of the last big meetings of my Dadi too, because then she passed away after a few years, and this was in Whitefield. So you can change the slide. Okay, there are some other moments. So before that, in Bhimsenji's, I was wanting to tell you about the MS Sulvakshmi thing. So when Bhimsenji's program was done, we got him from Pune, 2001 for the program, and he was sitting in the Purnachandra hall behind, backstage like that, waiting for Swami to come. And the stage is all set, the whole crowd is ready, waiting for Swami. Swami comes by and he looks from far and says, So Bhimsenji was wanting to get up, so he could not get up quickly because he had an operation done. So I held his left hand and was trying to pull. Immediately Swami came very fast and took his right hand, and we both are pulling Bhimsenji out from the couch. Was sitting like there. And Swami looked at me and said, "Bahut bhari hai." It's very heavy. Swami used to crack jokes as if like we are talking to a friend, and he was like shaky like that. So I was holding his feet, and Swami looked at me and said, "Leave him alone, kind of, don't touch him." So I left. I was worried he will fall down, So Swami just did like this. Okay, we were like looking at him, and Swami said, "Kya Bhimsen buddha ho gaya? What Bhimsen, you got old? Open your mouth." So he opened his mouth like that. And Swami just did this way. Believe it or not, from here, in the center of his palm, the vibhuti shot in his mouth like a spray. Something, it went like that, and he was like, naturally he got choked a little bit. Immediately Swami said, "Neela." He got a glass of water, and Swami made him drink with his own hand. He made him drink water to Bhimsenji. What great fortune. And then when the glass was given, Swami looked at him and said, "Main bhi buddha ho gaya." So we no, Swami buddha nahi ho sakta hai. You can't be old, that thing. So these are small moments. Then we went on stage, and Swami personally got him on the stage, made him sit down, and just we was about to move, and then he turned back and said, "Bhimsen, udhar amma baitha hai." He did not know, we did not know, because she was in the ladies' side. So he, out of this thing, with respect, he bowed down to her. She was sitting in the crowd there, and then he sang and all that. The same afternoon, this was in the morning. The next morning, I happened to be in the same building as that. They were in the same quarters, S block. They were there. So I came to know that ground stairs, and in the entrance only, Amma's room is there, and she's there in the room. Now I was very curious to go and take blessings from her, but how to disturb them, because the door was closed. So I was waiting just like that, maybe, will they wait, and otherwise I was thinking what to do. Immediately the door opens and her daughter comes out, and she looks at me and says, "Yes, you want something?" So I said, "I just wanted to take darshans of Amma, if she's fine, otherwise I can come later." She said, okay, come inside, no problem. "What is your name?" So I told my name, Nishikant Barodekar. So she went inside and said something. So I was called inside. So Amma, graciously, she was sitting on the bed, what tejas she had, my goodness. That whole, aura of that, I don't know what to say. So she said I touched her feet and took blessings, and she said, "What is your name?" So I said, "Nishikant Barodekar." "Come again," he said. "What?" "Nishikant Barodekar." "Are you related to Hirabai?" The first thing she asked me. I said, "Yes, I am her grandson." "Oh." And then she gets off the bed, and she literally hugged me like a grandma, that kind of love. And I was like so happy that I never expected that kind of, love. And then she said, the first time I met Hirabai, much earlier maybe, she said, when I looked at her, I thought I was looking in the mirror. That kind of, relation they had. And from then on, we were like friends. And you played with Bhimsen yesterday. She was asking me all that, but I was like in awe with Amma, with such that grace, that. So that blessing we can never forget. Going ahead, this is one of the pictures from a very unique kind of a festival in Kerala, Trivandrum, called Manaviyam. And Ustad Allarka, you can see my guru in the bottom picture sitting on the stage, and other artists around him, Hedakya and other instrument. And I am on tabla, which I was not supposed to be there. Not on tabla. He was not keeping well. My guru was not keeping well. This was 1999. And he had a big congestion problem and Sairam. So he, that day was very, very, unwell, I can say. And he was supposed to perform. So he said, "I won't be able to perform, I am not well." So everyone said, "But the president of the country is there, it's your this thing, at least 5 minutes you play as a blessing." He said, "No, mera bacha bajayega." He used to call us bacha. In Punjab, they are from Punjab, so ghar ke log bache hote hain. So he will play. So I was like, there, no, I can't play. Especially nobody, at least in the Indian culture, you can't take the guru's seat ever. Right? That's the first custom. So that shock was there. He looked at me and smiled and he said, "Tum nahi bajana hai." Or in Hindi what he said, ये जो सत्कार है वो मेरा नहीं है, तबले का सत्कार है. The award is not for me, but it's for tabla. So tabla bajega aaj. Tabla has to be played. So he gave me all that thing and motivation. And we had a quick run through. That we are sitting over there. You can see in the first left side picture. And then I requested him, at least you please be on stage, because I had never seen those artists. I had never seen those instruments. And I'm supposed to, and they are al-laraka of their own, in their own instruments. So you can imagine me like just a nobody over there, and so that was one of the moments. But when I get a little emotion with that, but I was scared like anything. I was absolutely scared. So previously in some of the other artists, when we were in close audience with Swami, पूछो क्या problem है, क्या है पूछो. So some of the artists had said, Swami, sometimes we go on stage and we get nervous. I mean, the artist who was asking was also like, some of the great artists. So when Swami had answered beautifully, hota hai, it happens. So what to do? How to overcome that? He said, nothing, just shut your eyes and remember me. So simple for Swami, right? But he really makes it simple. Same thing, I was in that position that day. The curtain was closed, and in front of me, the first street, all the VIP protocol, resident and this and that, and all the ministers, and it's a big kind of a thing. I was not worried about that. I was worried about what I'm going to play in place of, So I just closed my eyes and prayed Bhagwan, and very sincerely I just shut my eyes, and I was like, when the curtain opened and I looked at the audience, I didn't see the audience. I saw Bhagwan standing there and blessing me. That's what I saw. It's not like, whatever it is. But as soon as I saw and the way he was smiling at me, and that's it, I shut my eyes and I played the whole program. I do not know what I played. Really, I'll tell you. After like some time and all that, we were there and back, and everyone was coming and giving me shabash ki, bahut acha, very nice, tapping, and I was like in shock. I do not know what's happening. So it's all Bhagwan's. That's what I'm saying. The story is not about me. The story is about Bhagwan. How he blesses us, how he guides us, how he protects us. And especially, Hindi में बोलते हैं कि हमारी इज्जत कैसे बचती है. How we, save our own, self-respect. So, next picture, please. Yeah, these are some of the artists. We can see all the starlight over there. In the left side, we can see Pandit Ravi Shankarji and my Guru Ustad Allah Rakha, that is in Vrindavan. So maybe our brother is there, maybe he would have had a chance to hear one of these concerts, I do not know. Summer course time, correct. And in the other picture, we have Bhimsen Joshi ji, Yashodas ji, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Anup Jalota, and Ravi Shankar ji, and some Carnatic Vidwans. I can't name them. So just a gallery of artists with Bhagwan. Bhagwan was always like, whenever he saw an artist or something, he was in a different mood. He was in a, suddenly, at any time of the day or happening, he will just say, okay, program karo. Now I'll tell you some of, next slide please. Yeah, these are some of my younger guru, Ustad Zakir Hussein's, my younger guru. Next slide please. Okay, a particular thing again, what happened with me over there. The left side, when Zakirji is playing, wearing a blue kurta, this was a program in Bangalore, 2005. I had gone to listen to that program. In the morning we had some classes with him and it was his tabla solo. So I was just there and then we were sitting in the audience. And halfway through he just calls my name, Nishikant, just come on the stage. I thought he needs some help, with the tabla or some change or something like that. So he said, tabla kidhar hai? So I said, okay, I'll get the tabla. He said, no, you sit over here, you have to play. At random on stage, during the concert, it was like, come on. And sitting along with him, it's like fire. So same thing, this is Swami taking tests. So, next slide please. Okay, this is one of the Ugadi festivals. But before we go ahead, I would like to narrate one of the very, very famous experiences. Another famous experience happened, famous in sense, it is like authenticated and now it's in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram about Hirabai Barodekar. around 2000, around 70s. She had already kind of stopped singing publicly, as in ticketed concerts. She had some problem and thoda sa awaaz hil gaya tha. There was some shake in her voice. Next day she said, I am not going to sing anymore for the public. When she sang in the mandirs of Swami, she taught. That she did, but she never did a ticketed concert. And Swami told this in some of the other occasions with other artists, that itna buddha ho gaya hai, gata hai, itna ho gaya tha. The Hirabai, see Hirabai, she knows where she knew where to stop. Like Swami was telling about her. Anyway, so I was wanting to tell you about another miracle about Hirabai ji. She was invited by the government of India to perform for a very big kind of a delegation coming, international delegation, in the Parliament House. The performance was in the Parliament House. So it was planned well in advance, like months in advance. And that time registered letters used to be there, right? So she accepted the program and it was decided that so date is for Delhi for Parliament House. As the days went by and the program came near, call comes from Puttaparthi. Now this is again similar to Bombay thing, okay? And the call, the person said that Bhagwan Shri Baba wants to have your program and so date. The same date as the Parliament House decided fixed program date. Now again, but she said, yes, I will go to Swami and I will surrender that program. So she wrote a letter and it was like, send and all, everything was done. So she went to Puttaparthi during that time and she performed. She was there for 5-6 days. Swami chatted with her and Swami used to give interview and all that. And after she comes back to home, Pune, another 10-15 days, a register letter comes again from Delhi, and she opens the letter and says, Hirabai ji, your program in Delhi was very fine. The delegates, international delegates were very happy. They are wanting to invite you for blah, blah, blah country. And the remuneration check was attached behind. So she thought maybe this is a clerical mistake. That time India was different. Now Modi India is different. So there might be some clerical mistake. So she very graciously said, no, this is a mistake. She sent it back. But when some call came for some other formality, she said, I already sent the check back. It was a mistake. I didn't come over there. They said, what you are saying, you came there and you sang, and there's a photograph. They sent the photographs that Hirabai in Parliament House singing, whereas she never went there. She had gone to Puttaparthi to sing for Swami. So this is one of the very, famous things about, see how Swami, blesses us. Next slide, please. Yeah, one of the birthday programs for Swami. I was so fortunate that whenever I went to Parthi, I many times got a chance to play for Bhajans, but not just that. Some function was there and Swami, one day, especially this one, this was 71st birthday. I had gone to play with Parveen Sultana ji for that some other day in the same for Swami only, but not this item, not this artist, Shubhendru Rao on sitar and Daya Shankara on senai. So I happened to be there. Swami looked at me and said, "Arey, okay, you have come. Aaj sham ko kacheri hai, tum karo tabla." I do not know who the artist is because I just came by and it's Swami, yes, So I go to the Purnachandra Hall and see that they are there practicing. Already one tabla player is there. So I just said, Swami has sent me and, so of course they accommodated me because Swami has sent me. So that was one part. Another such thing, some other time again when I came by, actually I was traveling somewhere else, but I just halted I took a break in Prashanti to take Swami's darshan and go to Coimbatore because the train goes from there. So I just, So again Swami said, Sham ko kacheri hai, program karo. Go and play. So now this time, I did not know because there was no function, but something was happening. Maybe it was Christmas time or something was happening there. And I was searching, I went and talked to the authorities. They said, we don't know, Swami has not told us. So that was also there. Prashanti is a very, live wire kind of a situation over there sometimes. Yes, you have been told by Swami, but they have not told us. How can we do? Like that kind. So what am I supposed to do? So I am searching around. Finally somebody said the practice is going in Purnachandra Hall. I went there with my tablas, and there was a Western orchestra going on with a soprano and songs, and all are standing and playing violins. And now I was thinking, what am I going to do with them? Tabla is not, it's mismatched, right? And so I'm just standing with over there, and that lady conductor who is conducting, she saw me like that, and I did some movement. Then she asked me, yes, you want something? I went to her and said, Swami has said like this, and he asked me to perform with you. So he said, what is your name? What instrument do you play? She was not even knowing me. So I said, I play the tabla. I showed her, this is tabla and all that. And she said, but we are doing this. But anyway, when she was very cooperative and loving, so she said, okay, we will see what we can do. So he said, you sit along with them, and wherever you feel that there is some rhythm going on, you play in 2 songs. So I have another picture, but I don't have it here. But so Swami used to, I can't say it, but it is in Hindi they say that Swami mera bakra banate the, kind of, in a very respected manner, I am saying. So next slide, please. Yeah, some of the Sevadal times, especially in the left, you can see me having a moustache. It's that time I used to have a moustache. So I used to be Sevadal, and I used to get a chance to be in Swami's central door in the residence and this and that. And I used to shave it off, and after I go back again, the moustache is there. So, and I was used to that moustache. One such thing, what happened, I forgot to remove the moustache, and I was given the central door. So I was standing there, and Swami was coming out in darshan from Purnachandra. He came out from there, and he looked at me, and he looked like that, and he said, he just very, very subtly did like this. Wow, I had forgotten to remove my moustache, And Swami went to darshans. Now I was so restless at I was cursing myself, what I did. I forgot to shave my moustache. So I said, okay, sir, you do one thing, you stand in this position, quickly I will go out and shave it off and come. So I went out and did that and came back and washed my face, and I'm standing. By the time Swami returned from Aarti, he is coming back in the Purnachandra hall, and Swami looked at me and said, again he did like this. What happened? So it's just small things, but the attention and the love that Swami shares, it's not about Nishikant, it's about the Swami's mood and his ways to tell. Next slide, please. So this is one of that I was telling you about Bhimsen Joshi after the operation. He made him sing, and that day especially, when the concert was about to begin, he said, Amma udhar baitha hai. So Bhimsen ji did namaste, like that, and again Swami comes back and said, hey Bhimsen, mere liye kya gata hai? What are you going to sing for me? So he said, Swami Vithala Abhanga Purandas, hey Vithala tu hamesha gata hai. So you sing Purya Dhanashi, Pantu Varali. Now that's a classical thing, He said, okay, fine. And he started singing the Vilambit, the Indian style, Khayal, very slow it goes. And Bhimsen ji, he used to go all over the town when he's singing, and the mics are not supposed to be in this much area. Otherwise, mic will fly off, because that kind of. So Swami, when students are sitting and everything is going, the concert is going, and Swami is appreciating it, and suddenly he's looking at turns back with his back to us, watching the students and making fun of Bhimsen ji. Dekho kaise gata hai. He's making faces. Swami is so all this multifaceted things, and we could see and experience. Idhar ek chehra, udhar ek chehra. It's Bhagwan hai. We never know. Next slide, please. Well, these small things, because it's very such dear moments we could enjoy with Bhagwan. Pandit Dasraji, then we have Amjad Ali Khan Sahab and Vilayat Khan Sahab, all the stalwarts over there. I was very fortunate to host them also and get them over there with Swami's love. Next slide, please. Parveen Sultana. Now Parveen Sultana was a Mohammedan by religion, and her husband also used to come, Dilshad Khan. But she was so fond of Swami, when Swami also used to pour love so much on both of them. So whenever the programs were decided or functions were there, sometimes she was not even invited, she used to come on her own. And then Swami used to look at, okay, tum aaya. He used to look at me, iska karcheri karo. As if it was already 2 artists are there for the day, and that's the 3rd artist. So the concert used to go till 9 o'clock in the evening, and Aarti, something, so it's Swami's wish, his love and his, appreciation. And so sometimes we sit back and said, why Swami was why did he made all these singers and the artists come and do with such long hours? We think back and we know in the music college, so we understand that, see, singing bhajans, when we sing bhajans, especially Sai bhajan, is such a divine, blissful elixir of life. But the root is classical. So, to get more exposure, Swami was not just educating the boys or the bhajan singers, but the audience too. He is for Bharat and Bharati culture. I mean, like we have seen, everyone has read and seen how Swami's love was for all these things. So this was one of the reasons that Swami, gave so much love. And he was an absolute, I mean, Nada Brahma he is and was, no doubt. But in my childhood, I have watched and witnessed Swami sitting in between two tanpuras and singing two Tyagaraja kritis. I have witnessed that. He was a pakka singer, I mean, pakka, classical singer. Bhagwan, he is of course, no doubt, but I have heard him that way as a singer. Some of the occasions when we got chance to perform and arrange the concerts for his birthdays. Yeah. So this is the 80th birthday we were planning. Swami said, okay, do the morning program, arrange the morning program. Now this was a very funny thing, what do you say, Swami's humor. Now Swami is dealing with you, nobody is there to talk in between, because we had to report to the office, like, the trust office and the secretary and all that whatever has happened, we have to narrate that thing and get it approved that we are on the same page, otherwise Swami is telling them something, me something, so we had to sit back and because Bhagwan is Bhagwan. So, Swami said, ek, do singer nahi, get many singers together. So, before one of those events, before that event, we had, I can't say booked, but we had confirmed Shankar Mahadevan to come and sing for Bhagwan. And that was also approved by Swami, of course. So Shankar had some kind of a bed, the French bed over there, and the program was decided. And he was there in the morning when he saw in darshans, when Swami came. Swami spoke to him, created Vibhuti for Shankar. Sham ko gata hai, ucha hai, program kacheri, all that he spoke in Tamil. Swami used to talk in Tamil. So evening everything is ready, the whole stage is set up and all that. And bhajans are going on, and then after bhajans, Swami will stop and then say, okay, program now. But Swami did something different. Swami said, I want to talk. Now when Swami wants to talk, that's it, he has to talk. So mic was given and Swami gave a beautiful discourse, such a wonderful description about the Indian culture, and he was talking about so many topics. And suddenly he called for Aarti. He took Aarti and he went off. No program. Now Shankar and all are waiting what's happening, so we said maybe tomorrow in the morning maybe he will ask you to sing again. But then he was busy and all that, so he could not, somehow we tried but nothing happened. For this program, first thing Swami said, Shankar ko bulao. Okay, so Shankar we called him, another, then Hariharanji, Suresh Wadkarji, Unni Krishnan, Abhas, and many of the singers were there. Rakesh Chaurasi on the flute, many big artists were there. Bhavdeep Jaipurwale, the composers of Antaryami Sai and all that. Anyway, so all were there. And when those artists were decided, that was the fun part of it, that we used to show him some pictures and he used to talk about somebody else, not them. And in the next meeting, when we showed their pictures, he was asking, I told you about that yesterday, don't ask me again. So it was really confusing what exactly Swami was we were not understanding that thing. And again, by mistake, Shankar's that old picture came back with that bed. Then he said, what is this? Is a cockroach or what? Sometimes Swami will comment anything, he will say like that. So he finally decided some artists. And then he said, you compose 2 songs and make them sing together. Now to get all these fellows together and rehearse was a big job, because they are all busy in their own worlds and they are all top artists. So it was we tried to do all these things, and the internet was there, but still it was so difficult. And it was arranged, and the whole function was done. And then Swami very graciously blessed everyone, each and everyone in personal way, called them home and blessed them in a very loving way. Next slide, please. Yeah, some of the divine moments from the Kodai trips. And these are moments which are, I can't say just personal, but so intense and so dear, like direct they were. Because Swami is only limited for the limited audience and Swami is free. He's like, in his own home and he's relaxed. So there were several different kind of occasions and happenings we enjoyed and we experienced. So 2007 seems to be that was my first tour with Swami as in army. Army means not army. Army was in Chennai 2007 January. This was May. Okay. So but Kodai was my first trip. This was my Kodai first trip. So 23 days we were there with Swami. 23 days in the ashram. Every day after the evening function or the aarti is done, there was one more session inside the Sai Shruti ashram with their students and some VIPs seated over there. Anything will happen. Okay, Mirabai ka bhajan gao. Okay, do something. Okay, do mimicry. So I used to ask for mimicry. Can you imagine? In the close quarters, hey, tum, stand up, do, make a sound of a hen. You stand up, do this, like that he used to say. And they used to do and Swami used to laugh. So he was so different moods for different things. One day it so happened that Swami came in darshan. Swami came after darshan, and we were all in such travels and in such close quarters. Whoever reaches Swami's chair first over there is the duty boy. You can sit close to Swami and then you can serve him with the tea. With the handkerchief or glass of water or anything what Swami wants. So everyone is to be in a hurry that 1, 2, 3 and everyone is to run over there to get that seat over there. The Shiva sir must be knowing that. So always we were the last because we had to lift the tabla and run because Swami will sometimes sit here or sometimes in that room, like that. So harmonium wala and me, we were always like, at the last. Doesn't matter. We never got to sit over there. But Swami sometimes used to know, okay, when there is no place, Swami said, okay, you come here. And used to make us sit next to him, like in the behind over here. So that was his grace. So one such moment, one such times it happened that one day it was decided that there's a special occasion and there are some extra VIPs come from Puduparthi and other place. So they were supposed to doing in a big hall, in a bigger hall. So, we knew that this is the place where Swami's chair is going to be parked and everyone like, well, ready, okay. After that, we have to run and sit over here, so we get the closest place to sit next by Swami. So, it so happened that we were very lucky and we kept our instruments there only first. Okay, that we were, every time we are suffering, we are like not reaching, I got to know that information, so we kept the instruments over there and went for darshan. Now, when the darshan finished, aarti finished, Swami goes inside and we had to run. So Swami didn't go there, he went to the other hall. And he parked his chair, he was parked over there, the chair was parked over there. And we are like trying to come out from there and get again we had problem because, the tablas. So we got the tablas and while going from this hall to that hall, I slipped and I fell down with the tabla. And on me the harmonium player fell. So my left leg was a little sprained and it was in much pain, I was in much pain. So somehow in front of Swami, we went and sat down and all that and the Swami asked for songs and we were playing. So I played 1, 2 songs and there were other tabla players. So I quickly said, you also play. Swami looked at me and said, Dukhta hai na? It's paining na? I was so shy. I said, he's like, he knew that he knows everything, but maybe on my face I showed some kind of pain. So I was very shy, I'm ashamed of myself. I just closed my eyes and sorry Swami, sorry. And you won't believe, again after 1, 2 songs the tabla came to me and there was no pain. The pain had gone. But after then Swami retired and the next day when I had a bath in the morning, again the pain started. Then Swami looked at me and said, okay, go to the doctor, put a bandage over there. So see, Swami's ways are there. Another such occasion, I should share you about a very dear incident. Swami was in a mood to listen to somebody. So there were 2 boys, MBA boys, and they were good speakers. And they, in every group, every time there used to be some good speakers, some good sportsmen, musicians, all these boys were there. They were given chance. So these boys were ready with some speeches. And some hint was given that maybe today Swami might ask you to be prepared. The warden used to, brief them. And lo and behold, Swami was in that mood. So Swami called that boy and said, okay, talk about divinity. talk on divinity. So he took Padnamaskar blessings and he stood over there and he boldly, very beautifully he spoke for 10 minutes. He covered divinity topic like wow, you could not imagine. I said, my God, what kind of, it was like a compressed thing and beautifully, in beautiful words, beautiful correct, sentences and the explanation in a very simple way. We were like amazed, wow, Swami must be very happy. So when the talk was done, he comes to Swami and Swami said, okay, sit down. He was not much happy. Okay, sit down, he said. Now Swami is looking again for somebody new to catch. Now we were scared. He should not call us. So now we are like not looking at Swami. No, Swami, no. We are praying, Swami, not me, kind of, like inside. Because if he asked you to give a speech, you had it. But then Swami, selected one senior staff. He from there only said, no, Swami, I won't do it. It's already, hey, come here. He said, stand, take Padnamaskar and talk on the same topic. Same topic is again divinity. So he said, Swami, already the topic has been told, whatever. He said, nothing, talk. And he stood over there, he prayed to Swami and he spoke 10, 20 minutes. Thus, that topic was even beyond those points, what he had said. When we were in wow, what points and what study he must be having, that. And when the talk was done, he looked at him, okay, sit down. Moga mein kuch nahi hua, He's not happy, God is not happy. Okay, sit down. And then again he's like looking around like for the next person to be, now everyone, now he's looking at the elders who are sitting on the chair. So they are like, not Swami, not me. So he chose one of the senior trustee person, I don't want to name them. And he's been walking with Swami for 30, 40 years. So he said, okay, you stand up, come here and talk. And from there only, Swami, this is that, boys have done so well. What am I going to say? Old man, hey, come here, take Padnamaskar and talk. As soon as he stands there and he talks, man, he's even surpassed the both of them and he's got even to the higher level. What is divinity? And we are looking at Swami, we are not looking at the speaker. When is Swami finally going to be happy? Satisfied with this kind of a talk. He was like, he crashed, thrashed like anything. And when the talk was over, he said, okay, sit down. And when Swami again started looking for the fourth time, he looked at, there was a young boy sitting next to Swami. And he was Swami's relative, one of the grandchildren in his family. So Swami had lent his hand to him and the boy was like rubbing his hand, holding his hand, young boy, 4th, 5th standard, school boy, Pataparthi school boy. So he said, hey boy, come here. So he, folding hands, he's looking at Swami. He's not even attending what is happening, he's playing with Swami's hand. What do you know about divinity? You talk. Go, talk. So he said, Swami, I'm too small, I don't know what is that. And all big people are standing there. But I know one sentence. He said, Swami said, say. He said, Swami, divinity is God. You are God, you are divinity, and Padnamaskar. Swami said, this is what I want. This is what I want. And then created a chain for him and put it around his neck. So this is that quickness, that thing Swami only puts in your mind, of course. So another such occasion, of course, not in Kodai, but I remind of one of another in Parthi. We have time, right? Yeah. So this school boys were sitting over there in Swami's darshan. Sunday, Swami comes and the school boys, college boys, for Sundays they have a special darshan. Now Swami, when he used to come, he used to walk in a particular manner, going from the ladies' side to the gents' side. Everyone knows that. Very nicely gliding and coming by towards the stage. So in the front over there, in that curve, the teachers used to, make first standard boys, second standard boys to sit over there. So they used to get that, closeness with Swami and watch Swami from close quarters. So Swami started from his home, walking down. The music started, Bhajan was going on. And this one, we were also seated somewhere there nearby only. We watched this whole thing. So this boy, second standard boy, sitting in the front, along with the bhajan, he's doing, imaginary, he's playing on the duffly, he's going with the bhajan, on his hand. He's not attentive to what Swami is coming, or he's in his own trance like that. So Swami cuts the row, he doesn't go to the gent side, he comes in between the students and comes and stands right in front of this boy. The boy's neighbor is doing, Swami, Swami. Like, look, Swami is there. This boy is so much engrossed in that, imaginary duffle he is trying to play, and suddenly looks up and you can see Swami standing over there. And he gets up and is looking, staring at Swami. And Swami very lovingly, bowed down and said, "Where you come from?" If he had asked me, I would say, "Swami from Pune." Or if somebody would say, "Chennai." You know what the boy said? "Swami, I come from you." Acha? Like, something he said. "How do you know?" The boy said, "My heart says so." Second standard boy. Okay? What answers he is giving. "How do you know?" "My heart says so." So where is your heart? Here, here, here. Swami is showing on his body. Here, here, here. Where is your heart? Very smilingly he looks at Swami and said, "Swami, my heart is with you." See if you can imagine, second standard boy, Swami was so happy, created something, you gave him vibhuti, So that is the quickness and the connection, Swami expects from each one of us. So the whole evening today, what we are trying to, achieve and learn out of is how much we are connected to Swami. How much Swami is connected to us. So that's the main agenda of today. Rest, just give it up. What's happening, what's the present, the past. Stay connected to Swami. You are His, we are His, He's ours, that's it. And each one is connected to Swami. So let's not look here and there, not criticize, not comment, not get caught into all that, ye hai, wo hai. Just leave it alone. That's what we try to learn in Parthi. The most sensitive and difficult place to stay on planet is Puttaparthi. Because everyone comes with a new story and it goes here and we have to just empty it out. Otherwise we will go mad and run away from there. So, it's like a big task. Swami is a taskmaster. Okay, next slide please. Yeah, some Path Seva time. Very dear. This was in the army time, in the Atirudra Mahayatna, Chennai. And Swami is in Sundaram in his room. And Anil Kumar sir is there standing and reading newspaper. Okay, newspaper about Swami's news, about what had happened, how the felicitation and the celebration and all, he was reading for Swami. And Swami was nicely listening to it. Well, Swami used to sit on that chair and we never liked that chair, that hospital chair. In the indoors he used to stay with that chair. So we used to always not like it. So, Swami, what chair you are sitting? Somebody said, but Swami liked to sit on that chair. So anyway, he called two of us. Let's do it like that. And so me and Ashwath, that is Ashwath sitting over there. And, we were very fortunate to offer Path Seva for him. That was my first Path Seva ever, physically to So, that initial shock and that happiness. So I thought it's Swami's Sheetala Charanam, Komala Charanam. That thing, Swami's Bhagwan's feet. So very softly I was holding and doing this. After 2 minutes, Swami looked at me and said, something he said, "You didn't eat or what?" So I was then he said, "Do it strongly." And Anil Kumar said, "Why? Do it strongly, Swami wants strongly." So then we used to, really press his feet, because we used to do that for my Guru, Ustad Allah Raka Khan sir. But with Swami, it was scared. But then out of Swami's love, then every time we used to get a chance, he used to say, "Okay, Tabla boy," used to call for me, because Tabla boys have got a little strong hands, so maybe. Next slide, please. These are some tips from the Hadshi, Mumbai photographs from there. And especially in Delhi, the trip, 2010, Swami's last physical trip outside Puttaparthi. And from the beginning itself, before the tour started, the whole week he was saying, "Tum program arrange karo." Everyone, he was telling Ravi and Ashwad and you be ready, tabla theek hai na, new tablas, all he was asking everything personally. So we were ready with the program and he said, "No, Swami said, udhar ek program karo, Shimla jata hai, udhar we are going to Shimla also, you do a program there also." So we were having 3 programs ready in case Swami wants, all these things, because we can't repeat the songs. Otherwise he will fire away, he will go, somebody else will put over there. That's, he was very, alert about these things. So, as soon as we went over there, Swami said, "Okay, tum program karo." Now, those people over there, poor people, they had programmed, arranged the program and fixed the program long back for months together. They are practicing and all that, and Swami said, "Okay, Shru, and you do the program." So, it's not us or anybody we are trying to say about what we are, it's about Swami's wish. But then Swami gave them chance also, and it went on. Now we went to Shimla, we had a program there also, everything, and the last day to return now from Delhi. Maybe you can go to the next slide. Yeah, that left corner side, Swami is sitting on the table and we are gathered over there. That was just before taking the flight back from Delhi to Pathey. We had a breakfast session and Swami said, and that time Swami said, program karo. Now it's the flight time over there, the plane is waiting over there and Swami wants a program. Now how to do that? Come on. It's like, so of course Swami is in that mood, come on. So anyway, it was decided and Swami, when flight is there, Swami's flight, everybody will sit before and Swami will come in the end. He will sit in the first chair, in the very nicely decorated chair, and he will bless all the staff, the pilots in the plane, and so that was the regular feature. So now what happened was, seeing Swami's demand for program, we 2-3 elders, we were like thinking something has to be done. Swami is asking again and again, where is the chance? So one of us said, why not we do in the plane? Okay. So that middle picture, that thing is in the flight 8320 new aircraft, first flight, maiden flight, especially sent by that company for Swami to bless that flight, that airplane. But what happened and how it happened was the funny part of it. That how to do and the program in this thing. In that whole Airbus, we were only like 74 people, not much. So we, with big courage and all, we went to the authorities, the senior trustees, and said, look, this is the thing, Swami is asking for a program, and can we take our instruments inside the cabin? We will keep he said, we have done too many programs, keep quiet, unless you don't disturb Swami, let him rest. Again program. I said, Swami is asking, so, we will be ready. We will keep the instruments in the cabin, because it's a chartered flight, so there's no, but they had to take permissions and all that. And in the meanwhile, I got a chance to talk to Sathya's brother, who was physically taking care of Bhagwan that time. So I said, Sathya, this is the thing. I said, Nishikant, I can't say nothing. Unless Swami said, I can't do nothing. I'm not even existing over there. That's not his, domain. Anyway, so we took the instruments inside the thing. The flight took off. Swami blessed everyone. The refreshments were served. And then we had 2 more hours to go. And the flight is going on now, the time is coming. Now, this is the time we can do the program, because it's 2 hours we have there. Now, who's going to go and approach and talk to Swami about that? That was the fun part of it. So everyone was pushing Ravi brothers, Ravi Kami Kumar. No, Ravi sir, he said, you are senior, you go. I am pushing Ravi Tejas, flute player. Ashwath is being pushed. So anyway, we with courage, all of us went with holding the instruments. And luckily, Satyajit brother was in the front over there, and Swami was silently sitting over there, and next to him some VIP was sitting. So Satyajit brother just looked at us like that. The Swami saw him looking up like that, so Swami turned slowly like that. Immediately we all ran with the tabla harmonium, Swami tabla, Swami harmonium, can we do over here? Swami was like, what? Here? So Swami, if you go permission, we can sit here. He said, we meant to say, there's no place over here, how can you do? We just sat there and started Om, and the program happened, almost 1 hour program. So that was one of the very, very dear and rare occasion to have a program done in 35,000 feet for Bhagwan. Yeah. Again, this is not about us, this is about Bhagwan's love, how he gave us those opportunities, and this is the way it was. Next slide, please. Swami materialized the ring, he made me talk over there in Hadshi. At random, that was also happened. 3 days Swami was in Pune, in that ashram. And the next day, second day, it was his discourse day. He was going to give a discourse, so other 2 speakers were there. And Swami was going to conclude with his discourse. So we were sitting on the big stage over there, and Bhajan boys were sitting in the corner. Swami is facing the audience. Big audience of like 40,000-30,000 people on that hillet. And everyone waiting for Swami to come, and Swami is there. First speech happens. Second speech is going over. We had already done our program. Towards the end of the second speech, Swami looked at us like that and he did like this. So now I was sitting, next to me was Ashwath, Ravi, everyone was sitting in the Bhajan group. Everyone is saying, he's calling you, but they made me say maybe because he had spoken to me about Pune and Marathi. So he said, maybe you go. So, some of the seniors, they said, you go. So I went over there to Swami. I thought some song or something is there, Swami will say. He said, hey, Marathi mein speech karo, 10 minutes. First of all, I said, Swami, I caught his feet. Swami, Bhagwan, everyone is waiting for Bhagwan to give discourse. Bhagwan should do that. And he said, hey, Marathi mein karo. Now he said, Marathi mein, do in Marathi. I was even scared, even though Marathi is my mother tongue, but I am more well-versed with English. And I had left Puttaparthi for a long time and Pune for a long time. Then Swami immediately said, okay, वो दादी माँ का टॉपिक बताया वो बताया इंटरव्यू में वो बताओ. He told, give me the agenda, like this is the topic, Shri Baba connection. So I was happily, I spoke in front of Bhagwan and I created a ring. Next item, please. Next, blessings of Bhagwan. Go ahead. I think that's the last one, maybe. This was one of the Aarti times. I was very fortunate for his birthday. One small miracle happened there also on stage. Like I was performing with the artist, Swami sitting in the Purnachandra hall in front over there in the chair, and that was the final item for the day, and then Aarti was going to be there. So towards the end of the sitar thing was going, Dadi Dita, that Jhala part comes, the fast part. We are going out and suddenly I see, I am sitting facing the audience, the artist, and this is Swami sitting over here. And from this side I see a hand with somebody kept a chit over here, a paper chit. So I somehow managed to open the chit and look quickly like that, and it's written, Nishikant, you have to take Swami's Aarti. So I was so happy, my God, this is golden chance in my life, and for Swami's birthday, that also. So I kept the chit with me, and the program finished. Swami came on stage, and I was given the Aarti thing, and I did the Aarti. So during that moment, Swami asked me, are you my student? I said, no, Swami. And then I said, yes, Swami, I am student. So he was also smiling at me. What are you doing? Yes, no, he didn't say that, but physically I was never his student, but he gave me all that love, and as good as that. Well, I would like to say something about this over here. Being a Sevadal and working for so long, I thought, it's equally as good as being a student over there. That's what I felt. To be a Swami student, of course, that is rumba kashtam. It's only Bhagwan will decide and he will give admission. I was in every meeting with Swami since my childhood, only one thing I used to ask, hey, kya chahiye tumko? Swami, I want to be a student. Wait karo. I will tell you. 10th happened. Again, Swami, kya chahiye? Swami, I want to be a student, please. Wait karo, I will tell you. College happened now when? Ho gaya mera. So then, of course, he told me to be with Allah Rakha Khan Sahab. And then, in 2006, when my son was getting admission in school, and when Swami gave me interview, and then he looked at me, yes, tumhara program kya hai? So I had some professional program outside for 2.5 months tour and all that. Swami said, nothing. Now you be here and be a teacher. So I was never a student directly. Swami put me as a teacher over there. Something I would like to tell you about the teacher. That's one of the most dangerous titles, to be a professor or a teacher in Swami's field and his institutes. We are not teachers, we are students. Teacher is only Bhagwan. Because I'll tell you, however we were professionals, we thought we are performers, I'm playing with blah blah, I'm playing with that. When we came and when we started, when I got a chance to be there and teach as a teacher over there, I could get to learn with the Carnatic system also. I could get to learn so many things from the students. So I was more a student, never a teacher. All of us have that same bhavana over there. So that was one of the things. So it was a very confusing moment when Swami asked me. Yeah. The next slide, please. Yeah, some blessings with Swami. So here the story finishes. Another slide. I think final slide is there. Yeah. So in this whole episode and the connection with Swami, the travel journey with Swami, what I mean to say and what I have been learning and trying to understand is that love of Swami. When you are Swami's devotee or a follower, that's one of the biggest blessings. He said, that's the topmost blessing that you are born in my era, number one. About students I was talking. In one of the interviews, Swami said, he was talking with some other family, they were also wanting their son to get admission in Swami's college. Swami said, okay, I can't do, he said, everyone cannot be a student. Itana Swami ka college, everyone can't be a student. But, let them learn, let them be good students outside also. And then, when it was too much press, the mother was crying out of thing that, Swami, please give admission, please give admission. You know what Swami said? He said, and Ma, there are some souls, kuch Atma, they are waiting for 500 lives to be my student. Come again, 500 lives to be my student. So that's the kind of, you can say, qualifications Swami wanted. Minimum 500 lives. We never understand that. So to be a Swami student, of course it's like, class apart. But next line, what Swami said is even more important. Not every student is a Sai student, they are campus students. If they follow me, they are Sai students. Let me repeat this again. Not every student is a Sai student, they are campus students. If they follow me, they are Sai students. So let's remember all this. It's a very important point for all of us. We are all students of Swami. We are reading Swami, we love Swami, we are here for bhajans, we do Bal Vikas, we do all the activities. So we are part and parcel of that thing. Physically being everything, but see how can he accommodate everyone to be everywhere in the same spot and be a student, and we are all there, being in that era. So we have to understand that, how lucky we are, and just be with Swami, love Swami, do what you feel as, that you stay connected with Bhagwan. Remove all the rest from your minds. Let's not worry about that, and pray Bhagwan that, yes, give our Satsat Vivek Buddhi, that energy, that spark and that elixir, that we differ from nowhere and we are permanently with Swami. With these few words, I think I should conclude over here, because there's a music program and everyone is going to perform. So with due respect, I conclude my talk over here. Om Shri Sairam.
मुझे दास अपना बनाए, जो ये भूले कभी कोई उस दीननाथ बुराए, मेरे साई में तो अनाथ हूँ।
Baro Krishnayya, Baro Krishnayya, Krishnayya, Baro Krishnayya, Ninna Bhattaramaniga Krishnayya, Baro Krishnayya.
There's a composition called Chakradhar Tihai. As we have a chorwise in the Carnatic, we have Chakradhar Tihai. Chakra means it goes in circles and circles. So there is a lot of calculations, and Farmaishi, it comes on the first beat, the second ka second, then the third ka third. It's a technical thing, but there is a story behind this. The story is that, just imagine, close your eyes, and you are going to have darshans of Bhagwan in Prashanti. And you are going to Prashanti inside the Kulwant hall. Okay, so each one of is trying to get ready and reach there in their own tempos. Everyone has a different tempo to come. Somebody is coming from the ashram itself, somebody is from site hours, somebody is from somewhere else. You know, all these things, all of us are gathering there and going for the darshans. So the tempos are different, right? So the composition matches very well to the story. Tin tanna trakaden denna dha den denna dha den denna tin tanna trakaden dha den ta kradati dha den ta kradati dha da kradati ta da kradati dha den ta kradati dha da kradati dha da kradati dha di gent dha dha da kradati dha da kradati dha di gent here. No, dha da kradati dha da kradati I will sit over there. Dha den ta kradati dha den ta kradati dha na kradati ta na kradati dha den ta kradati dha da kradati dha da kradati dha da di di gent dha dha kradati dha da kradati dha da ta gent gent dha Data Gindit Datita Da. Dadinta Kartakti, Dadinta Kartakti, Dana Kartakti, Tana Kartakti, Darinta Kartakti, Data di Gent Da. Data Kartakti, di Gent Da. Data Kartakti, di Gent Darshan. So it's just a, just a story. It's a very young composition, only 100 years old. So I'll try to play it.
Subramanyam Anaatha Subramanyam Subramanyam Anaatha Subramanyam Subramanyam Anaatha Subramanyam Subramanyam Anaatha Subramanyam Shiva Subramanyam Hara 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 Subramanyam Om Shiva Subramanyam Hara 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 Subramanyam Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Subramanyam Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Subramanyam Shankaravana Bhava Subramanyam Shankaravana Bhava Subramanyam శరవణ భవ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం శ్రీ శరవణ భవ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం ఓం శివ శరవణ భవ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం శ్రీ శరవణ భవ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం శివ శివ హర హర సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం హర హర శివ 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 హర హర సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం హర హర శివ శివ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం జయ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం ఓం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం
श्रीनारायण तु पुरुषोत्तम गुरु तु एकबोध तु स्कन्दविनायक सविता पावक तु सविता पावक तु शक्ति तो येशु पिता प्रभु तो रुद्र विष्णु तो राम कृष्ण तो रहीमताओ तो रहीमताओ तो वासुदेव स्वरूप तो चिदानंद हरि तो अद्वितीय तो अकाल निर्भय आत्मलिंग शिव तो आत्मलिंग शिव तो आत्मलिंग शिव ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक हरि महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे श्रीवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैव मरियन्तयो नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयो नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन् साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी
ओम जय जगदीश हरि
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम
जय सद्गुरुदेवा
बोलो नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु
शांति शांति शांति
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Thought for the day. In this day and age of instant gratification and quick results, why should we have the courage and sincerity to persist in our spiritual practices? Bhagavan lovingly reminds us today, 20 hammer strokes might not succeed in breaking a stone, but the 21st stroke might break it. Does this mean that 20 blows were of no avail? No. Each contributed its share to the final success. The final result was the cumulative effect of all 21. So too, the mind is engaged in a struggle with the world, both internal and external. Needless to say, success may not always be your lot. But you can attain everlasting bliss by getting immersed in good works and by saturating your mind with the love of God. Infuse every moment of life with that love. Then evil tendencies dare not hamper the path. If your mind dwells always with the Lord, you will be drawn automatically only toward good deeds. The object of all spiritual practices is the destruction of the mind, and someday, some one good deed will succeed in destroying it, just as the 21st blow broke the stone. All good deeds done in the past contribute to this triumph. Each little thing counts. No good deed is a waste. Chapter 28, Prema Vahini, Sairam.
Om Sri Sairam. It was like a mini summer course, starting with bhajans and beautiful satsang. And honestly, like only when we are in Puttaparthi, we were able to see great artists like Balamali Krishna, sir, so many people there. That was a great opportunity, like when you go to summer course. So today was like a beautiful Jugalbandi and a song from Deva, Shri and Shankara. Thank you so much. Sairam.
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि